Hello, it's Bethany, and this is just going to be a casual chatting video. Um, I haven't really shared about this, but last year I got engaged, and we're having an engagement party slash wedding shower this summer. So I'm going to be crocheting. I'm making these. My mom helped me make the flowers, but I made the long vines, and it's for a backdrop. So, but I thought while I crocheted, because I'm working on another leaf, I could chat about another like leaves with the vines. It's so pretty when it's all together in the background. I thought I could chat about some things that I want to change in my class for next year. Um, so the first thing that I kind of want to change is the cultural area. And I'll tell you right now how I've done it before. Um, so how I've done it the last 7-ish years, is that each day I would present um, a new subject, in the pattern of history, geography, botany slash zoology, because I would flip-flop them every week, and then science. And then on Friday they got to like pick their own cultural. Well, um, that worked out really well. Oh, and also geography. Did I say geography? So it's um history, geography, botany, zoology, and science. But so at like 9 o'clock in the morning every day, I would present a lesson to the students, and with that, they would then have a follow-up work. And I'll get to this in a second, but I'm just tired of the three-part cards and laying out, and just like the regular follow-up work where you like color in the thing. I'm just ready to try something new, I think, after doing it this way for a long time. So, um, my idea is instead of doing like, I mean, there will be whole group presentations still. That would be like the great lessons, anything like that. Or I'll tell you in a second what I'm thinking to do with the actual like whole group thing. But for the actual like presentations, the kids will get look at their cultural list and say, okay, today I want to work on this, because I think after a while the kids were like, oh, I have to do this, so let me just get it done and not super learn anything. I mean, they did, but it just wasn't as engaging or as exciting as it could be. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to have them like, I'm trying to decide if they can pick like anything, or we'll have like little themed type list things. I'm almost going for the anything thing. For example, if they, because usually we start with like North America. Um, but if they want to study about like Antarctica right away, then why not let them, you know? Um, and I know that's not orderly at all, but I think it might be a lot of fun. Um, so what I'm thinking is, so let's say the kid picks like a presentation and they say, okay, I would like to learn about this. I give them the individual presentation. Of course, I could invite the other kids to come do it with them. Um, but it'll be what the kid chooses or the student chooses. And I think that would be very nice just based on the fact that it's following the child a lot. So I would give them the presentation and then whatever they picked. And then for the follow-up, they would have options more than just like, okay, you can do the Antarctica map. Or maybe because we have different things. We have the Antarctica map, like plants and animals of the country, different things like that, um, for each continent. Oops, if I've been saying country, continent. But um, or they could do individual countries at that point. Like, who's to say? It's very unlimited at that point. They could do research, whatever they want, reports, but their follow-up, even for, I'll do the like the same thing. Let's say they're doing parts of the reptile or types of reptile. I'm envisioning like a shelf, and we have like an art supply shelf, but it's like, okay, do you want to make, because I've just been very much like, okay, the map's there, do the map, or write down facts, or just color the page, put the definition of the three-part card in the name, the basic stuff. But what I want to do is say, okay, lay out the cards, match them up. Because what I was also getting into was presenting it, laying it out, leaving it out for the day, and the kids didn't have to do any matching or anything. They were just like doing the follow-up work. But what I'm thinking about is doing a so let's say there's a bunch of different options they could do. They could make like a little clay project out of their thing. They could do a poster, which I'm not very much poster person. I know I've heard a lot of people do posters. I'm like, and when I observed one time, I saw a class do a poster and I was like, oh, well, that looks a little bit more fun than just doing the little papers. They could do the little papers if they want. They can make a model, a drawing about what they've learned, anything so that they understand like the concept of it. And I'm thinking I might do so they lay out the cards and they have to understand what it is and then tell me about it, put it into practice, say, I'm going to say, okay, what project are you going to do with that? And then I think that will be a little bit more beneficial than whatever else they're doing. So you might think, well, how is everybody going to get the cultural subjects anyways? So instead of having my morning group at 9, I'm thinking, now I've never done this before, so these are just me throwing out ideas that I want to try next year. What I'm thinking is I'm going to have the kids, because at 2:30 we do like silent reading and reading work. So I'm thinking at about 2 o'clock-ish, 2:15-ish, whatever the student chose to do for cultural that day. And I guess it doesn't have to be just for cultural. It could be for math or for language, because I also want to do the geometry works in a similar fashion to the cultural, where it will be like, okay, you can lay out the cards, but what project are you going to do with it? And I'm going to have examples, or I have command cards or things like that, have examples of what it kind of is. So, for example, if it's horizontal and vertical lines, maybe they want to use pipe cleaners to make a structure that uses horizontal and vertical lines. And then what they'll do at the end of the day, I don't know if each kid will get a chance every day, or just the kids who want to share and will limit it to 2 or 3 minutes, but whatever they want to have for the day to say, oh, okay, I want to share this that I've learned. Let's say, so one kid might have done um anything like parts of the plant. I'm going to present what I learned about the parts of the plant, like the student would say that. And then they show either what they made or created or something they learned. Maybe it's a grammar subject, and they said, well, I did the work where the pronoun replaces the noun. Let me share my story I wrote about that as well. So something like that, I'm thinking might be um a good idea. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With that though, I have to see how that works. Of course, we'll have to see about that one, but I think it will be good for the kids to have a chance to do some sharing of what they've worked on. And it also shows me what they actually know about the subject, because I've had a lot of students just, do the work and not truly understand the concept, which I think is a bigger skill to master, right? Actually knowing what it's about. So that's kind of my idea with the cultural subjects for the next year. And with the students that are returning, it will be um, a little bit of a change, but most of the times when I do present it, a lot of the kids don't get to that work anyway. So I just think this might be a better idea in overall, if that makes sense. Um, so I have that idea, and then also I always like to do different practical lives. One year I had a practical life shelf that when the kids or the students finished their work, they got to do the practical life um shelf. And that had a lot of stuff. My favorite was probably badminton for hand-eye coordination, and then another hand-eye coordination of juggling. But this year, although I might include this more as like a cultural work than a just a yeah, I might do more of this as a cultural work than a practical life work, but my school has this piano that we don't really use. And I was like, oh, can I put that in my classroom? So I think, because I know how to play the piano, I think that might be a fun thing to incorporate is to have the students learn the notes, play some of the music, and I think that might be a little bit of a better, a little bit of a better thing, um, as like a practical life, but of course it would have to be that they're um a little bit serious about doing it. 17, but also bringing back those practical life things that I've had before. I've also done like brain teaser puzzles. Those were a lot of fun, or like a healthy body, healthy mind thing, breathing techniques, and also just little cards that have different exercises for the kids to get moving. So things like that, I definitely want to reincorporate into that. Um, and let's see, I made a little list of some other stuff that I thought might be beneficial to change. Oh yeah, I talked about the group time. So those are a few things that I want to change in my class. We'll see how it all goes, but I just thought this was kind of fun. It would be interesting to hear what you all, how you all do your cultural activities. I know I like doing it a certain way, but I'm going to try this new way just to see how it goes. But thank you for watching. Those are a few things. I know like the cultural change is the biggest change I want to make in my classroom, so I just have to see if there's any other changes that I want to make. But for right now, those are the biggest changes I want to make. Thank you for watching.